Question 62. With reference to the Earth's atmosphere, which one of the following statement is correct? The total amount of insolation received at the equator is roughly about 10 times of that received at the poles. Infrared rays constitute roughly 2/3 of insolation. Infrared waves are largely absorbed by the water vapor that is concentrated in the lower atmosphere. Infrared waves are a part of visible spectrum of electromagnetic waves of solar radiation. So I have given the source as NCRT. So as I have said in many other questions, your base should come from the NCRT textbooks. The static part, I have mentioned various books in the beginning of this video, and all those books are you should build information from all those books after completing the basic NCRT textbooks. So NCRT textbooks are very important even for this exam. Though it has very basic information, without that you cannot build more information on it. So I will just show you the NCRT textbooks link. One second. So this is the NCRT chapter, which you see, solar radiation, heat balance and temperature. That is the chapter name, chapter 8. So it's from Fundamentals of Physical Geography textbook, class 11 textbook, I guess. So here, if you see, almost all information are given related to insolation. The relevant information here is, within the troposphere, water vapor, ozone and other gases absorb much of the near infrared radiation. So this is the third option, which is the correct answer. Let me just go back to the question once. So if you see, the third C option is, infrared waves are largely absorbed by water vapor that is concentrated in the lower atmosphere. So that is mentioned in the textbook itself. So you can answer that just with this information, but we will just see what the other information also. So here, insolation received at the surface varies from 320 watt per meter square in the tropics to 70 watt per meter square in the poles. It is also mentioned that in equator, due to the clouds, the insolation is lower than the tropics. So that means we could answer our first option as wrong from this information. So the total amount of insolation received at the equator is roughly about 10 times that received at the poles is not true. Even at the tropics, which receives more insolation, does not receive 10 times that of poles. That is, it comes around, let me see what was the percentage. So if you see, 70 and 320, so less than 5 times only. So that is another information given. Similarly, you can find if you see the last one, infrared waves are a part of visible spectrum of electromagnetic waves, so solar radiation is wrong. So it's not part of the visible spectrum. That is one basic information. You cannot see infrared so with your naked eye. So this option is again wrong. Then infrared rays constitute roughly 2/3 of the insolation. That is a tricky one. Here it's not directly mentioned. So if you see the sunlight, in terms of energy, sunlight at Earth's surface is around 50 to 55% of infrared, 40 to 43% visible, and 3 to 5% ultraviolet. So it's not 2/3, but just around less than 50% only. So B also is wrong. C is the correct answer. Again, C, that infrared waves are largely absorbed by water vapor that is concentrated in the lower atmosphere, is mentioned in the textbook. Also, we know that if you learn about greenhouse warming and all, water vapor is one of the main greenhouse gas that helps in absorbing the heat radiated back and keeping the heat balance, or the keeping earth warm. Water vapor plays an important role. So all this information is mentioned there also. So again, C is the correct answer. You could have got that from the NCRT textbook itself, or from the basic static textbook knowledge. So yeah, that is how you could answer 62. And moving on to the next question. Moving on to the next question.